Tired of the same photos over and over? The Eiffel Tower at sunset, the Colosseum under the sun, gondolas in Venice. Beautiful, yes, but predictable. We are outside the map, and we believe Europe is so much more than that. Beyond the postcards and crowded places, there are villages where time seems to have stopped. Back roads that cut through forgotten forests, cafes without menus in English, and smiles that ask, "How did you get here?" On this journey, there are no endless lines or inflated prices, no tourist maps or guides with umbrellas. There are medieval caves, beaches you won't find on Google Maps, and routes only locals know. If you're looking for something different, this video is for you. Because today, we're not giving you tips to discover the usual Europe. We're showing you the Europe that almost nobody sees. The one you find when you stop following the beaten path. Ready? Take notes. Swap the capitals for regions. One of the most effective ways to discover alternative Europe is simply to avoid its capitals. Paris, Rome, or Barcelona have undeniable appeal, but they also come with crowds, inflated prices, and a rather predictable experience. If you want to know the true soul of each country, the secret is to look toward the edges of the map. That's where mass tourism hasn't yet arrived in full force, and where culture, people, and landscapes breathe more freely. Here are some ideas for you. Instead of Paris, Alsace. While millions stroll down the Champs-Élysées or wait in line to climb the Eiffel Tower, in eastern France, there's a region that looks like it stepped out of a fairy tale, Alsace. Its colorful timber-framed houses, cobblestone alleys, and unique blend of French and German cultures make this area a hidden gem. Eguisheim, considered one of the most beautiful villages in France, is a circular maze of flowers and medieval facades. And Colmar, with its peaceful canals and timeless village atmosphere, is perfect for those seeking beauty without the Parisian bustle. Plus, the local white wine and Alsatian cuisine are journeys in themselves. Instead of Rome, Le Marche, or Matera, Rome is an open-air museum, but it's also a city where it's hard to find a spot without tourists. On the other hand, on the other side of the Italian map, Le Marche offers pristine beaches, medieval hilltop villages, and an authenticity that's becoming rare even in Tuscany. It's Italy without filters, without pretenses. And if you want an even more unique experience, Matera, in the Basilicata region, is one of the oldest continuously inhabited settlements in the world. Its famous cave dwellings, the sassi carved into the rock, create a mysterious and awe-inspiring atmosphere. For centuries, it was ignored and even scorned. Today, it remains one of the most fascinating and least crowded destinations in southern Italy. Instead of Amsterdam, Zaanse or Giethoorn. While Amsterdam welcomes hordes of tourists filling its canals and streets, just a little further away, there are two places that seem frozen in time. Zaanse, only half an hour away, is a small open-air museum where centuries-old windmills still turn, and artisans demonstrate the traditional making of cheese and wooden clogs. Here lies the essence of rural Holland, without the crowds or noise. If you prefer something quieter, Giethoorn, known as the Venice of the North, is a village without streets for cars, where you navigate by boat through canals surrounded by thatched roof houses. It's a place to disconnect, breathe, and get lost in tranquility. Instead of London, the Cotswolds or Norfolk. London is vibrant, yes, but it can also be overwhelming and exhausting. Just a little over 2 hours away, the Cotswolds region offers gentle hills, honey-colored stone villages, and pubs straight out of a storybook. It's the rural heart of England, with a slow and authentic pace. For lovers of the coast and nature, Norfolk, with its pristine beaches, nature reserves, and fishing villages, is a refuge that few international travelers know about. Between hikes, lighthouses, and local markets, Norfolk offers a more relaxed and quiet England. Let us know in the comments if you want more of these recommendations, because Europe is infinitely rich with hidden places full of authentic magic. Explore microstates and forgotten regions. In a continent as ancient and fragmented as Europe, there are small territories that seem straight out of a history book. Yet they still go unnoticed by most travelers. Some are microstates with their own flags and centuries of independence. Others are nearly forgotten regions, where life goes on among mountains, castles, or vineyards, far from the spotlight of mass tourism. If you want to experience a more intimate, strange, and surprising Europe, these are the places you should look to. San Marino, Liechtenstein, Andorra, Three tiny countries often seen as curiosities on the map, yet they hold unique experiences for those who take the time to explore them. San Marino, nestled in the heart of Italy, is the world's oldest republic still in existence. Its medieval streets perched atop Mount Titano, mist-covered defensive towers, an air of quiet independence make it an almost mystical destination. Best of all, you can explore it in a single day, yet feel like you've stepped into another world. Liechtenstein, tucked between Switzerland and Austria, is an alpine kingdom of castles, hiking trails, and perfectly orderly villages. Although it might look like a movie set, this real country has its own prince and a strong identity. It's ideal for those seeking tranquility, nature, and culture without crowds. Andorra, in the Pyrenees, is much more than a tax haven. Its valleys are perfect for summer trekking, visiting stone villages, relaxing in mountain spas like Caldea, and discovering a country with a unique blend of Catalan, French, and Spanish cultures, but with its own soul. Transylvania, Romania. When you hear Transylvania, you probably think of Dracula. But this Romanian region is much more than myths. With its Gothic castles, Saxon villages frozen in time, and mysterious forests, Transylvania is like a parallel Europe, less touched, more authentic. Cities like Brașov, Sighișoara, and Sibiu offer impressive architecture, delicious local food, and a constant feeling that you are rediscovering an ancient continent. Istria, Croatia. While everyone crowds Dubrovnik or Split, the Istrian Peninsula waits calmly, surrounded by the Adriatic Sea. Its Venetian origin towns like Rovinj and Motovun have that stress-free Mediterranean vibe. Here, you come to eat well, truffles, olive oil, local wine, to stroll through hills covered in vineyards, and to enjoy a more relaxed and less photographed side of Croatia. Finnish Lapland. In summer, many people travel to Lapland in winter to see the northern lights. But what few know is that in summer, this region offers a completely different spectacle. The midnight sun, endless lakes, untouched forests, and an almost magical tranquility. It's ideal for camping, kayaking, wildlife watching, and reconnecting with nature in its purest form. Choose rural and cultural tourism. If you want to break away from the typical tourist circuit and truly connect with the essence of Europe, there's a simple key: slow down. Step outside the cities and dive into the countryside, the villages, and the local customs. There, among mountains, vineyards, and local celebrations, Europe becomes closer, more human, and way more interesting. Stay at agritourism farms. A perfect way to do this is through rural tourism by staying at agritourisms, family-run accommodations on farms or vineyards that combine nature, homemade food, and local culture. In the Basque Country, for example, you can stay in a traditional farmhouse surrounded by green mountains, help make cheese, try homemade cider, and experience Basque hospitality in its most authentic form. It's nothing like the experience of an urban hotel. In Tuscany, agritourisms multiply among hills and cypress trees. Many have their own vineyards and cook with fresh produce from their gardens. Staying there means waking up to the smell of freshly baked bread, biking through olive groves, and ending the day with a glass of Chianti while watching the sunset over the fields. And the best part? They're usually more affordable than hotels in Florence or Siena, and way more memorable. Take part in local festivals. Another great way to discover the less touristy side of Europe is by joining local celebrations. We're not talking about big international festivals, but those traditional parties that mark the calendar of every village. For example, in Tokaj, a small wine region in Hungary famous for its sweet wine, the Grape Harvest Festival is celebrated every year. For several days, the streets fill with music, homemade food stalls, traditional dances, and of course, wine tastings. There are no massive stages or influencers, just locals proud of their land, sharing with anyone who wants to join, and that's the magic. When you take part in these festivities, you're not a tourist, you're a guest. Walk along alternative routes. Cultural tourism doesn't always mean museums. Sometimes it's about putting on your boots and going for a walk. The Camino de Santiago is world famous, but it can also be crowded. The solution? Choose an alternative route like the Portuguese Way, which runs along the Atlantic coast from Porto to Santiago de Compostela. Fewer people, more peace, and spectacular landscapes. Plus, this experience connects you with an ancient, spiritual, and deeply human Europe. You walk paths used for centuries, pass through villages where people greet you with a buen camino, and learn that traveling isn't always about arriving, but about the journey. And so, while most people rush from museum to museum, filling their feeds with the same postcards as always, you could be cycling through vineyards, sharing a homemade lunch with a Greek family, or crossing the Alps on a train no one talks about. Traveling off the beaten path isn't harder or more expensive. Sometimes it's even more affordable. It's just a matter of changing your approach, looking up a little, and daring to explore the unknown. If you like this way of exploring Europe from a different angle, in the videos appearing now, we show you more affordable destinations to explore the continent. Have you seen them yet? Hit play and keep exploring.